I'm Faye Claridge. I'm an artist and the creator of the Kern Baby sculpture, which we brought to Whalton.
Can you tell me a little bit about the story about the Kern Baby, how you were inspired to create this work?
I decided to create the Kern Baby sculpture when I discovered a photograph from 1902 that Sir Benjamin Stone had taken in Whalton of a corn effigy, basically a corn dolly that had been made for harvest. It was a really striking, just an amazing image, and I thought I really want to work with this, and ended up coming up with the idea of making a giant version, sort of 5 metre high, 15-foot version of a corn dolly.
And what did you make it of? What materials did you use?
On the outside it looks very much like the authentic photograph, which is obviously wheat, and the original is kind of made with what I presume is like a christening dress. It looks a bit like a wedding dress, but because it's 5 metres high, it's got to be structurally sound. There's actually quite a lot of steel and aluminium in my version, but it's hidden behind wheat and fabric.
And how did you finance the project?
We were very lucky to get Arts Council funding originally, working with Compton Burney, which is an art gallery in Warwickshire, which is where I'm from. They've got Britain's largest collection of folk memorabilia, and so that was a really good place to kind of make the sculpture originally. And then I went back to the Arts Council with the proposition of bringing her here to where Benjamin Stone took that first photograph all those years ago, and where we've discovered since there are original Benjamin Stone prints actually in the village hall, which we didn't know about until this project. So luckily they agreed it was a fantastic idea to bring her home and to make a film. We're making a film, which is a very important part of the process, to show why she's come up from Birmingham, why Benjamin Stone came up all those years ago. I mean, back then it was a very big journey from where he was based in the Midlands to come here to see this corn dolly, and we're uncovering why. Why has this tiny, beautiful place got such an important history? And it's a history that hasn't continued. You know, the corn baby, or corn babby, as a lot of people here call it, just isn't made anymore. So we're making a film of people's memories and uncovering some of those archives to find out why such a magical thing ever existed, really.
And what was the reaction from villagers when you decided to bring it here?
Well, the villagers have been hugely supportive. There's a real sense of excitement actually that this sculpture is coming, and not just the sculpture but the associated workshops and activities as well, because we've got a member of the Guild of Straw Craftsmen is going to be working with every single child in the school here to teach them how to make small versions of the Kern Baby. So kind of reigniting the tradition a bit. And we've also got a choreographer working with the same school, so they'll be learning traditional dance steps to build on the dancing that they do around the Bar Fire, which is another event here that does still continue, that Stone also photographed. So we're linking the Bar Fire with this, with that choreography, and so making it, you know, a whole village-wide event really.
And how long is the artwork going to be in place here?
It's going to be here for a month, so until the fire, which is on the 4th of July, and then I'm afraid she comes down on the 5th of July.
I believe there was a tradition at one stage that after at the end of the harvest, and when the fire was held, the Kern Baby was thrown into the fire. That's not going to happen to yours, is it?
That is not going to happen to mine, and I don't think that ever did actually happen in Whalton. You're right that in some traditions people would make the corn dolly or the sort of harvest effigy, whatever shape it was. They'd make that with either the first cut or the last cut of the harvest, and then keep it till the following year, sowing, like on Plough Monday for example, sowing for the next harvest. It was actually more common either to bury her into that first plough, so the spirit of the corn kind of went back into the land, or as you say, sometimes it was burnt, or sometimes it was placed on the altar of the church, which I think did happen here, and kept for anything up to that whole year until it was replaced with the new one.
And what's going to happen to her when she leaves Whalton?
I'm not entirely sure, to be honest. She's going to get unpacked and taken back to my base in Warwickshire, and we're looking for where we can take her next, really. There might be a permanent home for her in years to come at the Museum of British Folklore, but that hasn't even been built yet, so that's a good few years down the line. in the meantime I'm looking for the suitable places that she can go to.